Respect is one of the most misunderstood currencies in life. Many people demand it, shout for it, even try to force it from others. But forced respect is fragile. It never lasts. Real respect isn't something you chase, it's something you attract. And it begins, not with others, but with how you carry yourself. Think of the people who command a room without raising their voices, the ones who don't need to prove themselves. Yet somehow, everyone leans in when they speak. Their presence alone commands attention. That's not luck, and it's not intimidation. It's the quiet power of self-respect being mirrored back by others. Here's the truth. Respect is earned through consistency, integrity, and boundaries. It's the result of living by principles so strongly that people can't help but recognize them. And while many believe respect comes from dominance or fear, it's the opposite. Respect flows to those who embody discipline, clarity, and strength of character. When you respect yourself first, the world adjusts. People see the way you honor your time, your values, your emotions, and they know instinctively, this is someone I cannot take lightly. In this video, we'll explore 7 timeless rules that make people respect you instantly. They are not tricks, and they are not about pretending. These rules are practices you live, choices you repeat, and standards you hold yourself to. Follow them, and you'll find that respect doesn't need to be requested. It arrives quietly, naturally, because people can't help but recognize strength when it's lived, not demanded. Rule 1. Keep your word. The first rule is simple, but it carries enormous weight. Keep your word. Integrity speaks louder than promises. Anyone can say they'll do something. Fewer actually follow through. And over time, people learn the difference. The person who breaks small commitments, showing up late, canceling casually, making excuses, quietly loses respect. The one who follows through, even on the smallest things, builds a reputation that speaks louder than anything they claim. Respect grows from consistency. When people know your yes means yes, and your no means no, they stop questioning you. They stop doubting you. They know where you stand. That steadiness builds trust, and trust is the foundation of respect. Think of someone in your life whose word you can rely on completely. Even if they don't have wealth, status, or titles, you probably hold them in high regard. Why? Because they honor their commitments. Their actions match their words. Keeping your word doesn't mean being perfect. Life changes. Circumstances shift. But integrity means being honest when you can't follow through, instead of pretending or hiding. People respect truth, even when it's inconvenient, far more than empty assurances. In a world full of broken promises, reliability becomes rare, and rare things are respected. So if you want to earn respect instantly, start here. Say less, but mean it. Commit carefully, but once you do, stand by it. Your reputation will begin to speak for itself, long before you need to. Rule 2. Don't explain yourself to the unwilling. The second rule of respect is this: don't waste your breath explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. There will always be people who twist your words, doubt your intentions, or dismiss your choices. No matter how clearly you speak, they hear only what fits their bias. And if you keep trying to explain, you hand them your energy while they hand you nothing in return. Wise people know the difference between someone who seeks clarity and someone who seeks conflict. One deserves your time, the other deserves your silence. Silence is not weakness, it's strength. When you stop explaining yourself to the unwilling, you're making a powerful statement. I don't need your approval to live in alignment with my values. That kind of confidence commands respect, even from those who dislike you. History is full of examples. Great thinkers, leaders, and creators have all been misunderstood. Some were mocked, others resisted, yet they didn't pause their lives to convince critics. They kept building, kept moving, kept proving through results rather than arguments. Explaining yourself to the wrong audience is like shouting into the wind. Exhausting, but never productive. Instead, let your actions clarify what your words never could. Respect doesn't come from defending yourself against every voice. It comes from living in such a way that even your silence has weight. So remember this: when someone is determined to misunderstand you, don't argue. Don't justify. Simply stand firm in who you are. Those who matter will understand, and those who don't, never needed to. Rule 3. Stand tall in your boundaries. If you want people to respect you, your boundaries must be clear and non-negotiable. Boundaries are not walls that push people away. They are lines that define how you expect to be treated. They tell others, this is acceptable and this is not. And the way you enforce those lines teaches people whether to honor you or take advantage of you. The truth is, people test boundaries, sometimes consciously, sometimes without realizing it. If you let those tests slide, if you allow someone to cross the line once without consequence, you've taught them that your boundaries are flexible. And once they see flexibility, they'll push further. But when you stand tall, calmly, consistently, you send a different message. You're saying, I respect myself too much to allow disrespect from anyone else. That kind of self-respect radiates outward, and others pick up on it instantly. This doesn't mean being aggressive or defensive. Strong boundaries are quiet, steady, and clear. You don't need to shout about them. You simply live by them. For example, declining invitations that drain you, saying no without apology when something violates your values, or refusing to tolerate patterns of disrespect, even if it means walking away. People may not like your boundaries, but they will respect them, because boundaries reveal strength, and strength commands attention. In the end, your boundaries aren't just about protecting yourself. They are about teaching others how to engage with you. And when you stand tall in them, you'll find that people quickly learn. Respect is the only option. Rule 4. Speak less, mean more. Words are powerful, but only when they are used with purpose. One of the quickest ways to lose respect is to speak carelessly, flooding conversations with noise instead of meaning. On the other hand, one of the quickest ways to gain respect is to practice restraint, to speak less, but ensure that when you do, your words matter. Think about the people who dominate conversations, always interrupting, always needing to fill silence. Their words lose weight because they never stop flowing. But contrast that with someone who speaks rarely, yet with clarity and conviction. When they do open their mouth, people lean in, because they know it will matter. This is why wisdom and respect are often linked. The wise don't waste words. They understand that silence is as powerful as speech, and that timing is just as important as content. Speaking less also protects you from over-explaining, over-promising, or saying things you later regret. It teaches you to measure your words, to let them land with precision. Respect grows when people know that what you say isn't random, it's intentional. In practice, this means pausing before responding. It means resisting the urge to win every argument or prove every point. And it means remembering that sometimes silence itself communicates more strength than words ever could. So speak less, but mean more. Make your words count. When your speech becomes rare, intentional, and aligned with your values, it carries a weight that demands respect. Rule 5. Control your emotions. Few things earn respect faster than emotional control. Anyone can get angry, anyone can lash out, anyone can let their feelings hijack their actions. But the person who stays calm in chaos, steady under pressure, and clear when emotions run high, that person commands respect without ever asking for it. Emotions are natural. They're part of being human. But when you let them dictate your actions, you hand control of your life to others. If someone can provoke you, they can manipulate you. If they can trigger your anger or fear, they hold the reins. Respect is lost the moment others realize they can pull your strings. The Stoics taught that while you can't control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. That pause between stimulus and reaction, that moment where you choose, is where wisdom and strength are built. Think of a storm. The wind rages, the rain pounds, lightning flashes, but then you see a mountain, standing immovable in the middle of it all. That's what emotional control looks like. It doesn't deny the storm exists. It simply refuses to be shaken by it. In real life, this looks like walking away from provocation instead of exploding. It looks like listening fully before responding. It looks like choosing to act with clarity rather than react with impulse. People respect emotional steadiness because it's rare. Most are ruled by moods and tempers. But when they see someone who can stay calm under fire, it creates instant authority. So remember, if they can't provoke you, they can't control you. And the one who controls themselves is the one who earns the deepest respect. Rule 6. Walk away from disrespect the first time. The moment you tolerate disrespect, you've set the standard for how others are allowed to treat you. That's why one of the most important rules of respect is this: walk away from disrespect the very first time it appears. It doesn't matter if it's disguised as a joke, hidden in sarcasm, or brushed off as a mistake. The first time someone crosses that line, you face a choice: address it or accept it. And whatever you accept, you invite. The unwise believe that ignoring disrespect will make it disappear. In reality, silence signals permission. If someone insults you, dismisses your boundaries, or belittles you and you let it slide, they learn that they can do it again, and they will. Respect is lost one small tolerance at a time. Walking away is not weakness, it's clarity. It says, I know my worth, and I won't argue for it. I won't stay where it isn't recognized. That kind of confidence doesn't just protect you, it commands respect from everyone watching. Think of the people who carry quiet authority. They don't need to shout, threaten, or fight for recognition. If someone crosses them, they calmly remove themselves from the situation, and because they don't chase approval, their presence becomes even more valued. This doesn't mean overreacting to every slight. It means knowing your line and refusing to let anyone cross it twice. The very first time disrespect appears, you decide whether your standards are negotiable. And here's the truth: people treat you the way you train them to. If you train them to see your silence as acceptance, they'll keep pushing. But if you show them early that disrespect has no place in your world, they'll think twice before trying again. Rule 7. Respect yourself first. Every rule we've covered flows into this one. Respect yourself first, because if you don't set the standard, no one else will. The way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. If you constantly neglect your needs, downplay your worth, or tolerate what diminishes you, people will mirror that. But when you honor your time, protect your energy, and carry yourself with quiet dignity, the world notices. Respect begins with self-respect. This doesn't mean arrogance. It doesn't mean thinking you're better than others. True self-respect is quieter. It shows up in discipline, keeping your body healthy, your words strong, your environment ordered. It shows up in the way you speak to yourself, not with cruelty or excuses, but with clarity and truth. It shows up in the boundaries you uphold, the goals you pursue, and the company you keep. People are drawn to those who clearly value themselves because self-respect radiates. It communicates without words. I know who I am. I know what I stand for, and I don't need validation to live it. That calm certainty is magnetic. Think of the difference between someone who demands respect from others but treats themselves carelessly, and someone who barely asks for anything yet carries themselves with quiet strength. One chases what never lasts, the other attracts what never leaves. When you respect yourself first, you stop negotiating your worth. You stop lowering your standards to fit in. You stop waiting for others to recognize what you already embody. And when you live that way consistently, external respect follows naturally. Because here's the truth: the world reflects what you project. If you respect yourself deeply, others can't help but do the same. Respect is what you embody. Respect is not something you can demand. It's not something you can beg for, and it's not something you can fake. True respect is earned, not in a single moment, but in the way you consistently live your life. You've heard 7 rules. Keep your word, because integrity makes promises unnecessary. Don't explain yourself to those who never wanted to understand you. Stand tall in your boundaries, and people will recognize your strength. Speak less, but mean more, and your words will carry weight. Control your emotions, because if they can't provoke you, they can't control you. Walk away from disrespect the first time, and you'll teach the world how to treat you. And above all, respect yourself first, because every other rule begins there. Each of these rules is simple to understand but powerful to practice. They don't require wealth, status, or titles. They don't demand force or intimidation. They require discipline. They require clarity, and they require the courage to choose respect over approval. When you live by these rules, something shifts. You stop chasing respect, and it begins to find you. People sense your steadiness. They notice your boundaries. They feel the weight of your presence. And even those who disagree with you will be unable to ignore you. Remember this: respect doesn't come from what you demand. It comes from what you embody. And the more you embody integrity, self-control, and self-respect, the more the world mirrors it back to you. So start with yourself. Live the rules, day by day, in small choices and big ones. And soon you'll discover that respect isn't something you ask for, it's something you already carry.